What is LitRPG? A newcomer's guide to the genre. A reader's on-ramp for the integration era. You finished a book where the hero leveled up. Not metaphorically. A box of text appeared in the story, told the character their strength had increased by 2, and everyone involved treated this as a normal thing that happens to a person. Somewhere in there you thought, what is this exactly and why can't I stop reading it? The word you're looking for is LitRPG. If you typed it into a search bar and landed here, this post is the orientation. No prior reading required. By the end, you'll know what the genre is, why people fall into it for hundreds of hours, and where to start if you want to try it without getting lost. LitRPG is fiction in which a game system is real inside the story. That's the whole engine. In a normal novel, a character who gets stronger the way people do in life, slowly, invisibly, and without a notification. In a LitRPG, the world itself keeps score. Characters have stats, they earn experience, they gain levels, unlock skills, and read screens of system text that nobody else in fiction gets to see, because in most fiction, those screens don't exist. The term is a portmanteau, literature plus RPG. The role-playing games that gave us the original idea of a character defined by numbers. The genre took that scaffolding out of the game and built stories on top of it. The critical part is that first word. Real. The stats aren't a UI the author pasted over a normal fantasy novel. They are a law of physics in that world. When a character's number goes up, something in them actually changes, and the story treats that change as true. Get that, and you understand 90% of the genre. Once you've read a few, the furniture becomes familiar. Here's the standard set, in plain terms. Stat screens. A readout of what a character is, in numbers. Strength, agility, intelligence, and whatever else the system in question measures. You'll see these printed right in the text, often in a little formatted box. New readers sometimes brace for these to feel like spreadsheets. Done well, they read like an X-ray. Leveling and experience. Characters grow by doing. Defeat something difficult. Survive something worse. And the system rewards you with experience that accumulates into levels. The pleasure here is ancient and direct. A number goes up, and you earned it. Skills and classes. Most systems sort people into roles, warrior, mage, the endless variations, and grant discrete abilities you can name, rank, and improve. A skill in a LitRPG isn't vague competence. It's a thing you have, often with a level attached. System notifications. The voice of the world usually delivered in flat, effectless text. You've slain a dire wolf. You have reached level 4. Part of the fun is how much menace an author can pack into that deadpan tone. Progression. The umbrella over all of it. The promise of a LitRPG is that the protagonist starts weak and through a visible and trackable process, becomes formidable. You are watching someone climb, and the system shows you every rung. The honest answer is that LitRPG makes progress legible. In most stories, and in most lives, getting better is a fog. You can't see the bar fill. LitRPG removes the fog. Effort converts to measurable advancement on the page, and the reader gets the same satisfaction a game gives you, with the depth and interiority a novel gives you on top. Competence porn with receipts. There's a second pull, quieter than the first. When the world keeps score, the stakes get honest. A character with 12 in a stat standing next to a character with 30 is in real, calculable danger, and you both know exactly how much. The numbers don't drain the tension. They sharpen it. And then there's the climb itself. The genre is built for the long haul. Series routinely run to a dozen volumes because progression is a renewable pleasure. There's always a next level, a next skill, a next threshold. Readers don't finish a good LitRPG. They resurface from it. You'll see 3 terms used near each other, sometimes interchangeably, sometimes by people ready to argue about it. The short version. Progression fantasy is the wide circle. Any story centrally about a character growing in power through a visible system belongs here. Game mechanics or not. Cradle is the usual example. A clear progression ladder. No literal stat screens. LitRPG is the tighter circle inside it. The progression is explicitly game-like. Stats, levels, system text, the whole apparatus rendered on the page. Game lit is the looser cousin. A game setting or game feel. but without the strict numerical machinery a LitRPG commits to. If that distinction matters to you, it has its own post coming. For now, progression fantasy is the genus, LitRPG is the species, and you do not need a taxonomy to enjoy either. The genre is enormous and uneven, which is the real barrier to entry. A few widely loved entry points to orient you: Dungeon Crawler Carl for a sharp, funny, surprisingly emotional take. He Who Fights with Monsters for the Snarkin' System comfort read. Cradle if you want the progression fantasy end with cleaner prose. Any of them will show you what the machinery feels like in motion. Which brings me to the series this blog is attached to. The Integration Era is LitRPG built for a reader who wants the system to mean something. The premise: an alien intelligence arrives, switches on without asking, and begins measuring every sentient being in known space. It assigns everyone 6 stats. The catch, the thing the whole series turns on, is that the numbers aren't describing you. They're a claim the system is making about you, and then making true. A high score doesn't report that you're durable. It reinforces your bones until you are. If the stats are real is the genre's foundational idea, the Integration Era takes it literally and asks what that does to a person. It's a grounded, character-first entry point, no prior LitRPG required, and a soft landing if this is your first. The next post on this site is the primer for exactly that. 6 stats, defined in plain language, no spoilers and no homework. If you've read this far, you're ready for it. Start with the free stats primer. What the stats actually mean defines the whole system in 6 minutes. Free membership at integrationera.com puts every new post in your inbox the day it goes public. No designation required. The Integration Era is a science fiction series about a world remade by an alien system nobody asked for. You've been listening to The Integration Era, stories by Charlie Foret. All content is copyright 2026 by Charlie Foret, all rights reserved. Voices produced by Speechify. New stories, world-building deep dives, character dossiers, and more are available now at integrationera.com. Subscribe to get notified when the next story drops. The system is watching. You might as well keep up.